Howdy, y'all. I'm Mr. Holga.
And I'm Todd Puckett.
And this is Don's Used Photo Equipment.
That's right.
So we have a third guest. We have a guest today. I mean, not a third, but as you can see, it's like we're going to be talking over each other.
Yeah, this would be our fourth guest if we count guest.
if we talk LF here, we're just going to large format.
Yeah.
Or should we just call him Banquet for short?
Bank.
Call him Bank. Our friend Bank. So, hey, we got a great show today because we're going to be talking about the Ilford ultra large format. I'm still extravaganza because they once a year they offer special formats, and it's not even ultra large formats.
Yeah, that's just, I guess I got stuck calling it that one time. And
right, because some of them are smaller. I mean, from what I've seen, the definition of ultra large format is anything bigger than 8x10. So obviously there's 4x5, 5x7, and 8x10. Those are the standard large format.
Yeah.
Medium format, of course, is 120.
We're going to talk about all that later, but yeah.
But for the ultra large format, smaller also includes ultra large format.
Yes, which is contradictory.
Well, before we get very far,
those British people.
Yes, very British. Before we get very far, first of all, the last video blew up. And we would like to thank you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for subscribing.
And telling friends, because, man, our subscription blew up too.
The subscription numbers, the hours watched. So either we're doing something right or you guys are being really nice. And we'd like to think you guys are being really nice.
Sympathy subscribers.
The sympathy vote.
Yeah, because it wasn't very long ago that we were talking about somebody taking one to hit that 666 subscriber. And now we're over 700.
Over 700.
Once we got past that bugaboo, it just...
Right, like I said, I'm going for 1,000. And he was going for 700. So congratulations, Todd. 700 for you, buddy.
700, yep.
I'm still going for 1,000.
That's the 800 is my next goal. Just 100 at a time, 100 at a time.
So ultra large format film from Ilford, where do we start?
Well, we start by talking about cameras.
Okay, let's talk about cameras.
Because we got large format cameras here.
Because it's in the way.
It's in the way. Might as well, address the elephant in the room right here.
Right, so this one is ultra large format because...
It is beyond 8x10.
Beyond.
It is, what did we say, 7?
7 by 16 and a half?
7 by 17?
7 by 17.
Yeah, because there's always a little lip around
There's always a
little lip. Now, this is the negative holder for it.
This is its slide, guys.
Yes.
Look at this.
This thing right here needs a little TLC, needs a little loving, needs a little bit of everything on it. And but it gives you an idea. And these things are amazing. Now, you were telling me about a guy who actually still uses one of these formats.
Yes, I was reading I believe, PetaPixel article.
And we're not making fun of them this time.
No, we're not making fun of PetaPixel, because I actually read it, enjoyed it, liked it. And as a matter of fact, I was actually...
Did you press the like button?
I did. I did press the like button.
There you go.
So I liked it, enjoyed it, and here we are discussing it, and we're not making fun of them. This gentleman, and like his name escapes me, but he's shooting 12 by 20. 12
by 20, which is 5 inches taller.
Yeah.
It's only 3 inches wider, though.
Only 3 inches wider, and so he's doing banquet shots of large events, specifically weddings. Goes in with a team of people, at least 2 assistants. From what I understand, height advantage is normally the best because you want to be able to get everybody in the photo. So you want to be you want people to be looking up, not because you don't want to have to worry about who's covering up who. If you're up high enough, you're looking down at all the faces.
Right.
One of the most interesting things that was said in the article is that the person still uses flash bulbs
for indoors
for indoor shooting,
indoor shots. And he has a limited number of flash bulbs.
Yes, he's apparently got a supply of flash bulbs, and he knows how many he uses per shot and how many shots he's got left.
So he only runs out of bulbs.
So if you hire this person, he only does like a couple of. He only does maybe 1, possibly 2 shots at your event.
And what is his rate?
$3,500 a shot
for a shot. So
one
if he
shot.
does 2,
one shot.
That's $7,000. But considering everything that goes in it.
Oh, yeah.
And the photos are just freaking amazing.
They are amazing.
You can blow them up to room size and count people's teeth. I mean, some of them.
I mean, he's shooting at a very tight like maybe f32 or something like that.
So you got a huge depth of field. You're seeing everybody in the front
everything
row,
is in
everybody in
focus.
the back row, and you can see everything.
And that's why you need a lot of light too.
Yeah.
for
and
that.
that's why outside is why he does a lot of the shooting.
Right.
And I would imagine he has them facing into the sun too.
Well, I mean, obviously not if they're inside, but
I mean outside.
But
outside.
they're tremendously great shots, and of course they make beautiful contact prints because that size immediately to paper is beautiful on the side. Now he did say that he actually goes and will have them scanned like in a drum scanner and do some enlargements, but obviously there's no photo enlargers for that size negative. The only really way you can do it is to scan them and then turn around and print them.
That's like 2 8x10s.
Yeah.
So
it's huge.
You could technically you could sit there and just map out a something that would be on a 4x5, and just take a little section and make it into a quasi 4x5, and still get a 16x20, 20x24 shot, a huge print just off of that. Yeah. So imagine how big it's going to be with.
Well, as they say, the bigger the negative,
the better the picture.
The better the picture. And, you know, when you get a picture of that size and quality, oh, it is so hard to beat. But, I mean, the size of this negative here, this slide here right now.
And it's amazing that people are still incorporating that into today's photography.
This isn't just anybody's wedding. This isn't somebody who can't, this is somebody who can afford
This is a high-priced wedding.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I mean, you know, when it comes to wedding photography, I've always thought that the one picture that matters the most is that entire family shot, and that's normally taken on it used to always be taken on a banquet camera. That used to be
back in the days.
That used to be the only shot that mattered.
Yeah,
was the bride and groom standing in the middle, her family on one side, his family on the other side, and that's it, the entire thing.
Yeah, this would probably be over 100 years old, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, this one is, so we got this one out today because we wanted to show it to you guys, right?
It needs a little oven on it.
It needs some TLC.
Yeah.
The bellows need a little work. It needs a little hardware here and there, but you know, the bones are here, and that's the important part that matters.
It has a good foundation.
The slides are here. There you have two of these slides.
Two of those.
Dose. And these, from what you were telling me alone, are a pretty
several
penny.
$100 a piece.
Right. This alone is worth a pretty penny.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've got, there are two of them there.
And I believe we can turn this around just a little. So I'm going to unscrew it just a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to turn it this way so we kind of show the back a little bit. I think that's as far as we can go.
Yep.
So you guys can see how big we're talking about here. We're going into the bellows here.
Yeah, and thankfully you may not be able to see the dust.
No, there's plenty of dust on this one.
Plenty of dust on here. I don't blow into it because it'll be all over him then. But
so there's obviously there's no ground glass on it right now, and there's no handle. And there's probably a few pieces of hardware that it's missing, but I would say you're a good 75% here on this one.
Yeah. There are things.
I'm going to slide it back around. I want to bump you off there.
Matter.
There we go. Our friend,
Banquet.
Baby. And we tighten him down a little bit. There we go. I mean, this stuff is super cool. It really is.
It is indeed. Now, this is, like I said, this is probably one of the little cooler large format cameras that I have.
Yeah.
And man alive, if I knew somebody who could fix this up for me, I would love to have this thing fixed up. I would love to buy some film. And then I would love to have somebody shoot it.
I mean, because it's a beautiful camera.
You know, like here, shoot this, and then have somebody videotape shooting it.
Right.
You know, do a little short story on it.
It's just amazing. It's almost like you know, the Wright brothers. They were bicycle makers, and yet they made an airplane. And it's like, well, this is the time where people say, well, they look at something and said, I can do that. And then there's like so many different ways. I mean, the way this one has got its tilt.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just hinged at the bottom here.
When you saw the guy in the photo on the PetaPixels thing.
Yeah.
He did have it up probably about 10, 12 feet.
I would say he's at least up 10 feet high. Yeah.
And this was like that.
So yeah, he's putting some nice tilt. He's trying to put everything in perspective.
That way he's kind of looking down, getting that view across all of the people in front of him.
It's good to have a camera with some movement.
Yeah, that way you don't have to sit there and tilt the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is it's just really, really neat. And they are still being used. And it's just fun. It's just fascinating.
It's one of those, when you see it, you should snag it because it could be gone the next day.
Oh, this thing in fully working order is expensive now.
Yeah, you're not going to find them very often. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Who forgot to turn off the phone?
I did.
Whoops.
Let's see here. Let's see who this is. Don's photo equipment.
Yeah, so this is a fantastic camera This is what I would consider on the big size around here.
Well, yeah. And there's bigger size. This is like the smallest of the bigger things.
Well, yes. I
there's
mean,
like two above it that we know
so
of.
I'm eyeballing right over there an 11 by 14 Graflex, but it only has a 5 by 7 back, which I find is hilarious because it's really big for a 5 by 7.
It's huge.
So
you're getting the sweet spot of the lens, though.
Yes, you are. But you'd have to go out of your way to go find the proper back to really get the full use of that camera.
Yeah.
We also have this little jewel down here.
Yes, we do. And since I got my lap full.
All right, so we have this is a speed graphic, right?
Well, it's a one of the Graflex.
And this is a 4 by 3.
Ish, like 4
by 3. That's
4 1/4 by 3 1/4.
Are they the quarters?
Just off.
Okay, and
which oddly enough is part of the ultra large format film size project. So
unlike the field cameras that obviously pop out and all that kind of good stuff, this one, wait a second, this one goes like this.
Yeah, it goes like that.
Here I now have my lens.
But yeah.
And of course, and at the very top, I pull out
the chimney.
The chimney.
Now this on the front says RR Graflex Series B. There you go.
So obviously we have the film in the back. We've got the lens in the front. We have the focusing at the top. So actually we have like a flip up mirror. So this essentially is an SLR.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to turn that off.
No, I just turned that off. They can call me all they want.
But the film for this also qualifies for the ultra large format, does it not?
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
Because it's not a regular size.
It's an odd size.
It's not 4 by 5, 5 by 7, or 8 by 10. So this also becomes ultra large format.
Yeah, because it fits in that specialty of only being made once a year.
Right, and so if you guys wanted to, on his Instagram, there is a video of Blvd and Zane actually showing off their Graflex of this very same model.
Both of those are big, the step-up sizes of that one.
They're just a little bit bigger, and they've got bigger projection lenses on the front. So they've actually modified theirs.
Yes, and it is a actual slide projector. Slide projector.
Yeah. So you should go check these out because they're super cool. And the fact with those guys, and now here's another one, and it's like these are becoming all over the place. These are becoming very popular.
Oh, they are wildly popular. Zane bought his because he saw Brody's.
I had to have one, dude. It looked so awesome.
It was cool. Yes. And they sat there and talked about them, and it's so fun to listen to two people who know what the heck they're talking about.
Yep.
Just go over and talk about something like this, and just go over all the details.
This is like a folding. It's like folding a lunch bag here. Do you see this?
Yeah. Well, yes, I do.
Folding a little lunch bag. And let me move that back in there, and we close the little doggy door. And Dad cleaned this up a little bit.
Yeah,
but it still needs a little TLC. Yeah, so the little leatherette that was on here.
And whenever they're modified, those I think they take the
door comes off because the lens is too big.
Well, yeah, but also no, you can actually still they had it modified, so you can still use this lens for that.
Right, but the lens they had on there was too big for the doggy door.
Too big.
So they.
Yeah, but that was like the upsize.
But oh my gosh, this is heavy.
They failed for the would you like that upsize line. And they said, yes, please.
And if I remember correctly, they had a neck strap for these things.
Yes, and the lugs.
Because, this is so heavy.
The lugs were items that was put on, added to.
Oh, yeah, because there's no camera strap accessory here. There is a tripod mount.
Quarter 20 screw.
But there's nothing on here for a camera strap, guys. I can't imagine why you wouldn't want to be hauling this around on your neck all day long.
It would be, yes.
This has got to be at least 4 or 5 pounds.
Yeah, but the funny thing about it is it's probably not much difference than an RB 6.7. Maybe a little lighter.
But you're going to be taking fewer pictures.
Yes.
Unless, of course, you put like maybe a speed graphic, like a 120.
A graphic.
Speed graphic back.
Yeah, 23 or something.
You could put a back on here
and shoot 120 film.
Oh, but that kind of takes the fun of it, doesn't it?
It does. It kind of defeats the purpose.
Right.
Now, see, this is the size. This is the normal. Now, he had he had
this is just a regular two shot
slide film holder. This is the pack film holder.
Right.
So you take it and you pull it out, and you just sit there and go through a pack of film with this. Graflex pack adapter. Man, that's so cool. That is so cool.
I would love to have like a big show and tell one day where other people brought in, you know, if there was a way to get together, but I'm not saying necessarily here or something like that. If
Why not here?
Or here. It would be great if a whole bunch of large format photographers all brought in their stuff at once so we could just take a look at it. Not sell or trade or anything like that, but let's just take a look at it because these things are so cool to mess with.
You know what? When Brody comes back in town, we need to have that.
Yeah, I think so. Because he shoots glass plates, I shoot wet plates.
Yeah.
You know, obviously he's got more than one different size of camera. I mean, these things are cool to look at. And
they are. And we can just have a bring your odd camera that you actually use to work day.
Yes, not a doorstop, but you actually use it. You've actually taken pictures with it.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then, so we have the big cameras.
Yep.
Big cameras usually need big lenses.
Oh, yes, they do. You got it? Look at this baby.
That is. Now
look at the size of just the lens cap by itself.
Yeah. Let's see. This, look at back compared to here. That just barely fits in there.
Right.
Oh man.
This baby here, made in USA by Eastman Kodak, Rochester, New York. This is an Aero Ektar f2.5 7-inch 178 millimeter 5x5 lens. My gosh. And
do you know what those were used for?
Well, I'm hoping the war.
World War II.
This lens by itself is probably 3-4 pounds.
Easy. That is used for when the planes were flying over after the bombing raids or before, you know, that it's just intelligence gathering. And they would have a big, huge, long roll of film or paper, I don't know which they shot directly onto, probably film, but they would load it into and they just fly along and they just go click, just click, just click, just click, and then they would sit there and put them all together and map out the whole area. And it's a flat field. If you ever see the beginning of some TV shows like the Sherlock, whenever it comes on, the British UK version.
Oh yeah.
And it's like you're looking down on the square and everybody looks really small and they're all it's taken with things like that. So you'll see several different shows using this for their opening segment.
Right. Wow, this is a big lens. So it goes from f2.5 all the way up to, looks like an f16. I'm assuming if you're shooting it, but if you're in the plane though, you're going to be shooting probably the f16 because you want as much focus as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is a heavy lens. But you know, this is the type of thing that you're looking for to put on something like a Banquet camera.
Well, yes.
Or any really large camera.
A lot of people do put that on like an 8x10 to get that special effect type of look. And it's funny because of how they got the 3 different little things for the sides right there. Oh man, big lenses. Now I want to tell you a story about this.
You can't go backpacking with those. It would just wear you out.
There was a rental place nearby. We got time for a little story.
Always.
A story. Rented out large format lenses. Funny thing about it was the guy came back and says, "You rented a terrible lens. It was horrible. Everything was blurry. Everything was blah, blah, blah." And the guy took the lens off. He looked at it and he handed it back to the guy and he goes, "How did you load that?" He said, "I picked it up like this and then I put it in the camera," and his palm print was on the back. His palm
big old fingerprint right on the back of it
was just all over the back end of the back end. And that's why his everything was messed up. Wasn't the lens.
No.
It was the operator error mode.
I hate it when that happens.
Oh, and I hate it when they blame other people for it.
It has to be the equipment.
No, it's always the equipment because I'm too smart. But yeah, it was operator error. But that's how things like that happen. Is you just have that big piece of glass in the back and it's so heavy.
Right.
You have to really grab it to pull it up because you don't want to drop it. And when you do that, you need to check the lenses for your prints all over it. So it's just,
well, I mean, if you're doing it just right, you never touch the lenses.
You should never touch the lens.
Now, the worst thing you should do is just blow off a little dust, but you should never touch the lenses.
And it's more true on the back end because the back end's closer to the actual image, and it's harder. At the front end, it can work around it and it kind of blurs things out.
Yeah, a piece of dust on the front is not as bad as a piece of dust on the back.
Yeah, it's like having a megapixel.
Of course,
megapixel.
I'd rather not have any dust, but hey,
no dust.
That's
dust.
my life.
That's very true. Now, what goes with these fun, big, large cameras?
Well, dark cloths.
Yes, actually, yes.
Tripods.
Yes.
I mean, accessories.
Yes.
These cameras.
Oh my gosh. A 12-foot tripod. You imagine how much that tripod cost that guy?
Well, and bags for storing and hauling them around.
Oh my,
and,
yes. Lots of things. Lots of things.
I mean,
but if you have,
I'm assuming this guy who does the Banquet probably has an entire vehicle packed full of stuff. It's like, look, everything in this vehicle is for this one camera.
Yes, that is most likely exactly how it is. But that's our story.
Yeah, we're sticking to it. I mean, because there was a story here recently. Some guy turned, and you probably saw it as well. Some guy essentially turned an RV into a giant wet plate lab, essentially. I mean, he was doing, I think, was it a 3x4 size piece of
3 foot by 4 foot.
3 foot by 4 foot, yeah, not 3 inches, but 3 foot by 4 foot wet plate. And sort of so he had this entire RV, as the inside of the RV was his lab for processing those wet plates, obviously pouring the collidant, sensitizing the silver, developing all that kind of good stuff.
So what you have to do with that is, since your darkroom has to be dark, well, make the whole thing dark, and the camera only takes up a part of that. The hole, when you have the hole coming through the side of the.
Well, he had a big camera. The camera was, he would take the camera actually left the RV. Okay,
left the RV.
But the RV itself was the dark room to get everything done, because you were talking about these big 3x4 pieces of metal that he's now having to develop.
A traveling darkroom.
Yeah, so this is a traveling darkroom.
Well,
it's pretty cool.
Well, see, that's what's funny, because there are people who use a traveling van or a trailer and then turn that into the camera and the darkroom. But this is
the shipping container. We've seen that one.
Yeah, but no. Can't think of the gentleman's name in San Antonio area.
Right.
Has a trailer he hauls. And the trailer is the camera and the darkroom. We're getting
into the really big, large photography, aren't we? Yes, I've heard people taking like U-Haul vans or some of that ilk and turn them into pinholes.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But you get all of that stuff, and if you don't have one thing, it doesn't matter.
That is true. You got to have film.
Film. Now you're sitting there going, he's holding up a itty bitty
piece of teeny
tiny. Yes.
Yes. Look, you have to have film. Oh, not big enough.
Not big enough. 2 1/4 about 3 1/4. Yes. That's not huge. It's not ultra large. But this is one of the things they make during the ultra large time.
Who is they again?
Ilford Photo.
Ilford. This is an only Ilford thing, guys, and this is the time of year.
Yes. IlfordPhoto.com.
So if you miss it this year,
next year,
you're going to wait till next year.
This is the time of year that you can order all of those odd sizes of things. Yeah. Everything that falls under the ultra large, but this is not necessarily isn't large.
Right.
So this is the smallest, I believe, that it is. 2 1/4 by 3 1/4.
Deck of cards.
Now, that is almost big enough for the thing down there. And you can actually get a 2 1/4 and 3 1/4 holder and put it in there and shoot it.
Yeah.
But this is the time to order things like this. So that's that. Now, upsize. I got these here in stock.
Ooh.
6 1/2 by 8 1/2.
I mean, so that's an odd size. It's not 5 by 7.
Yeah, it's called,
not 4 by 5.
It's called a plate. It's just an odd size.
Yeah. I think we had that discussion the last time. It's plate, right?
Plate.
Is it some other? Is it maybe a little French sounding or something like that?
A palette.
The palette.
Nah, well, we call it plates.
It's a plate.
6 1/2 by 8 1/2. Now, again, HP5. Now, this is another one.
One of my favorite ones.
Large format, but it's not bigger than the 8 by 10.
No, because remember, anything above 8 by 10 becomes ultra large format, but yet it's an odd size.
It's an odd size, and they don't have a demand for it, but there is still a large enough demand out there for it to make them.
Somebody wants it.
And so they wait once a year. They take up orders from all around the world. They get the orders all together, and then they make the production run. And on some of these things, if they don't have enough to order, they just don't do them. So there's some that have a minimum order.
Yeah, I mean, why bother?
Now, whenever you get above the 8 by 10,
ooh,
11 by 14.
That's the size. Ooh, that's a big size.
Yeah, see this thing right here will take almost 2 8 by 10s. Or it'll take 1.5 of these. And this will still be overflowing, however you put it in there.
I would love to be shooting. That's 11.5 by,
11,
that's 11 by 14?
11 by 14.
I'd love to shoot an 11 by 14.
We had a customer one time. There was a customer a while back. Well, he's moved up to St. Louis, I believe.
Okay.
And he was like 4 inches taller than me. Probably
Wow.
about 3 inches broader shoulders than me. I mean, he looked like he could have played on a
Guys,
football
don't
team.
be confused. Todd's chair shrinks down. He's taller than I am.
I am.
And if he would sit up sometimes.
Yeah. But this guy was huge. He would take a 11 by 14 camera hiking.
Ooh.
He'd just throw it over his shoulder and take off.
Listen, I don't want to go hiking with my 4x5, let alone anything bigger than that.
But 11 by 14, holy macaroni. It's a huge camera. And he took a photo with an 11 by 14 of a mountain and made a print from it.
Okay.
And it was, it was, I think, around a 20 by 24. So basically, it was only 2 times the size. 2 times the size. It was huge. You could sit there and see every single tree on that mountain. The detail was freaking amazing. And you could probably blow it up and count the branches on some of those trees. It was amazing in the amount of details that this thing collects.
Well, I mean, yeah, that is the thing. The bigger the camera you go, the more you want to crank down that f-stop. You want as much detail as you can. You know, the bokeh is not the big thing when it comes to these cameras.
Fuzzy mountains are not cool.
Sharp, crystal clear mountains. That's something.
That is awesome. So the print, we have it around here somewhere. We just don't put it out because I don't want it to really get damaged, you know. I mean, but it was a really neat thing. And he would just sit there and go shooting nature with 11 by 14. Now, whenever we were looking at this earlier, this is the funny thing. I've been doing the ultra large format program for years now.
We've been doing this for 3 years, and I think every year we've done the ultra large format.
And I've actually, I think I've done it before that. But yeah, you're right. The thing I just noticed today, mark this down on your calendar.
You said it.
Mark it down on your calendar.
I'm going to record that.
It's recorded. But this is the first time I ever noticed this.
Yes. Oh.
What?
It's a plain box.
Ilford's not written across the top. Ilford is not.
Well, you had this.
Nope, see?
Not there either.
That's how you tell they're ultra large.
Yeah, grab the other side. You get a 4x5.
Well, just a 4x5 will do. Oh, man.
If nothing falls on him.
If
Timber.
nothing falls. Now, what does this have on it? Ilford.
Yeah, it says, you know, not only that, so there's no writing on the side of the box. It's just a plain box that you have.
Yeah, see, this has writing all on the sides of the box. It has Ilford across the top. No Ilford. Plain. This is the only thing it has.
Listen, honestly, Ilford went down to the Container Store and said, we need some white
We
boxes.
need some boxes. You got any leftovers?
We just need a few, not very many.
Well, since they only do the production run once a year.
Right.
They only do the production run once a year. They really don't need to be marking.
They're trying to keep costs down.
Yes, because it is
for
expensive.
You guys, trying to keep your costs down.
Now, the other thing about this is those are examples of 3 boxes that I have in stock. Now, whenever I do this, we do this production run, there is a time period for like up to middle of August. I want to say around the 16th, somewhere in there, but don't wait that long.
No.
You can place your order. And then I have about a week to turn the orders in. And then supposedly we'll just go by their scheduling.
Okay.
October, November, it should be coming out. So last year we had these. No, for the past, I guess since we've been talking about it.
Sure.
Several of the orders don't really get here until December.
They arrive a little late, but they do eventually arrive, right?
They do arrive.
They do arrive.
Now, when you place your orders, you have to pay for your orders when you place them because these are odd sizes and are just not that common. And therefore, they are not something that you just sit there and go, oh, well, I'll sell it to somebody else.
Right.
No, these are the things that there has to be a need for it to be.
So have you ever had somebody purchase a specific size and it not get made?
No, no.
Okay.
Because I haven't had any of those sizes pretty much. Here you go.
Ooh.
Yeah, I just want to see so you can see.
Sizes.
Now, these are the different sizes.
Now, which films do you have? Are these both the same?
Yes.
Okay.
These are both the same.
So you have 3 flavors.
Now, Delta 100.
Right.
Let's see, now I'm looking down and reading into my, talking into my microphone. All right. I just have to do this. It's, now I'm going to drop my glasses. All right. So Delta 100.
Uh-huh.
FP4.
Plus, yeah.
HP5.
Yes.
Plus. Yes, I know they're FP4 plus. Now, with Delta 100, these are the sizes. We're going to just kind of read through them. 13 by 18 cm.
Okay. CM.
Centimeters. 13 by 18 centimeters.
Those are for those Russian view cameras.
No, those are the daguerreotypes, I think. I think that's kind of what that's for. Then a 4 by 10.
Yeah.
Which is
it's a smaller Banquet camera because that size, that's the Banquet size. When you're going to have short and long.
Yeah.
That's the Banquet size, guys.
5 by 7.
Yeah.
6 by 7.
Mm-hmm.
6.5 by 8.5,
right.
which we just showed you.
Yeah,
now I have a 5 by 7 up here somewhere, I think. 7 by 17.
That's this baby.
That's this baby,
That's this baby right here.
7 by 17. Now the sizes above that are 16 by 20.
Mm-hmm.
11 by 14. 8 by 20, which is another one of the that camera.
Banquet
camera, and 12 by 20,
also
which is another Banquet camera. So Delta 100 has the least amount of choices that you can do, but it's still quite a few choices.
Right. So you and I, we did the quick math as we were discussing these things earlier. So as we were discussing that article that we talked about here earlier, so that 12 by 20, which comes in 25 packs. I'm not going to give you the price, but let's just say this is the manufacturer suggested retail price. I think around about it was $25 a shot for just the film. Just
one shot, click.
Just for the piece of film. That doesn't count developing. That doesn't count anybody's time or effort, anything like that. And so, wow, that's probably one of the most expensive camera shots that I would have ever taken.
It's expensive. It is indeed. Now, for FP4 and HP5, you actually have almost 3 times that amount.
Well, FP4 has got the most of the entire list.
HP5 and FP, they have the same, it looks like.
I would say there's more FP4. Right. There are more FP4.
That's odd. Well, it's odd sizes, so it's odd. All right, now these are some of the sizes for, and I'm just gonna read through them.
Go for it.
2 1/4 by 3 1/4, which is what we showed you. 3 1/4 by 4 1/4, which is probably more along that size of the Graflex right there.
Right.
3 1/4 by 4 1/4. 4 by 10.
Mm-hmm.
4.75 by 6.5. 5 by 12. 6.5 by 8.5.
So 5 by 12 would be a Banquet.
Yeah. 6.5 by 9 centimeters.
Right.
7 by 17.
Yeah.
7 by 11. That's an odd one.
Yeah.
8 by 8. 8 by 20. 8.5 by 15.
There's a lot of different cameras in this world in all sorts of shapes and sizes.
Well, because they've been around 150 years.
They have. There are just so many sizes.
Yeah, 8 by 20, 8.5 by 15, Banquet, it gotta be. 10 by 12 inches, 11 by 14 inches, 12 by 15, 12 by 20,
Banquet,
and 14 by 17, 14 by 16, 16 by 20.
Right.
Oh, sorry, 40 by 20.
Yeah.
16 by 20, 20 by 24, that's a freaking huge piece of film.
Well, I'm more concerned how big the camera is.
Yeah, oh
it's
my
a big
goodness.
camera, guys.
Now for there are sizes on the HP5 Plus.
Yeah.
That are not on the FP4 Plus.
Don't forget the Plus.
Don't forget the Plus. And let's go through what some of those sizes are now. I'm trying not to speak into my microphone. Okay. Ooh, 18 by 24 centimeters.
Right.
Yep, 70 millimeters by 50 feet DO. I have no idea what the
DO.
I'm sure somewhere it tells us. 46 millimeters by 50 feet UP.
I'm going to have to look these things up.
I am too. 8 by 16 inch.
Yeah.
13 by 18 centimeters. And 8 inches by 100 feet.
I still got to see some of these cameras.
Yeah, absolutely. And so everything else after that is also duplicated in the FP4.
Yeah, give or take.
So the smallest number is Delta 100.
Okay.
FP4's tripled that. But at the same time, there's about a dozen different things in HP5 that's not in FP4.
Right.
So it's a huge selection, a huge variety of films. Even though it's just 3 different flavors, it's a lot of different sizes to choose from.
So it stands for repeating. What's the process? Come in here, talk to you.
Okay.
What happens?
Yeah, you come in. Come in, or I guess I may have like one client who may. Well, no, I think everybody comes in. Even people who are not in Dallas will drive through Dallas at some point, place their order, pay for their order, and then sit at home and wait. And it will take. Everything I have has to be turned in by a certain point in August.
Okay.
Which is after the time period in which they're supposed to.
So don't let July get by you without you placing
July,
your order.
early August, place an order and pay for it.
Yes, unfortunately pay for it.
Unfortunately pay for it. And then wait. And they say, again, I think October, November, maybe. But the last few times I didn't get some of these things in until around January.
July. It is July.
It is July. It is July.
Wait a minute here. No. January. January was the latest you got stuff.
The other month that starts with a J.
There's so many.
And has a Y in there somewhere. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. It's one of those things that you need to take care of quick. Now I've got I think 3 or 4 people that like 1 or 2 people did it. I think at the beginning.
All right.
And now I think last time I had 3 or 4 people who placed an order, paid for it, and waited for it. And but yeah, this is the time to do all of these things. And
now is the time.
Now is the time. And I think I had that somewhere around here. I think I had a 5x7. I can't. Anyway, I'm not going to be able to find it because now I'm curious if it has Ilford written across it or not.
He's going to look.
I have to know.
I need to know. Are all the boxes written on?
Yes. But it's just really interesting and fun. So this is the normally slow time of year because people are out on vacation, but it's the time of year that things like this take place.
Well, yeah.
And it's like I have this that I'm dealing with. I just got in my email from my distributor that it's the school promotion program.
Okay.
Which means they make, all right, scratch my head and think about this. There are certain things that Ilford will make during one time of the year, which strangely enough is the same time they're doing the school thing. It's overlapping because usually this thing is like back in April or May that they do this. So the ordering at this time has been pushed back. So this is the latest that they've been able to place an order for the ULF.
All right.
But they overlap the same time as the school program. So I guess since they're doing All Things Odd, they're just putting it all together.
We're now calling it All Things Odd.
All Things Odd. This is the time of year where they make their darkroom paper for schools, which you go, what's the difference between them? Well,
yeah, Todd, what's the difference between them?
Good question. I'm
glad you asked.
After a lot of prodding and pushing. The difference is that the school packages of 8x10, RC Glossy, RC Pearl, come with 5 extra sheets of paper for the same price.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah. So there are 5 sheets added to the box, and it states on the back 25 plus 5. School.
That would be 30.
30.
Okay.
Yay, third grade.
But they're not going to go reprint boxes for this. They're just going to add 5 sheets.
No, they put
probably
a sticker. They put a sticker on it.
5 extra sheets.
It's a sticker that they put on it.
And you can only sell those to students?
No, which is why I buy so many.
You sell them to everybody.
I sell them. Well, yeah, but I mean everybody that comes
5 extra sheets.
There's 5 extra. I don't sit there and go, no, sorry, you're not a student.
Can I see your student ID?
No.
I love going into to arts and crafts store. It's like, are you a student? Do I look like a student?
You could be be a very late bloomer. But this is something in which is really kind of fun because it's you get extra for the same price, and so that's why we have the school side set aside. And they also make a packet of 25 sheets in a different holder.
Okay.
I mean, it's not a square box. It's more of that paper square thing, which I don't like them because you can ding up the sides easy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like those. The boxes are harder to ding up sides and corners. But it comes with 25 sheets plus 2 rolls of HP5. That's a student pack.
That's the student pack.
Now, I probably will not be ordering those this year, but I will be ordering the 25 plus 5. And I have a list and this year I've decided I'm not going to order like 5, 10 or whatever boxes. I'm going to order case quantities. And for the 25 plus 5 sheets, that's 19 boxes in a case. And I am going to order 3 cases of those things.
Okay.
Almost 60 boxes. And that still might not be enough because there's becoming such a huge surge.
See, he's always thinking of the students. I mean, I listen to you all the time. Well, I'm trying to get cameras for students. I'm trying to get film for the students. I'm trying to get paper for the students. I tell you what, students are important.
Yes.
To Todd.
Well, it's
not important to me.
Not to you, but they're important. Well, they're important to you because that's where
they're important to me if they watch our videos.
And buy film and keep the film companies in business.
That is true.
That's why they're important to use, because with them buying film, that means they're going to be making it.
Okay, they're a little bit important.
Yes, to him.
Not a lot.
And my only child syndrome is a problem. Man alive.
Yeah, he doesn't like me touching these things.
Stop
touching.
No. But it's just really, this is the time of year where it kind of slows down, but all of these things like the ULF, like the school program, I am going to be buying a bunch of stuff in the time of the year that is kind of like slower sells. And then I just suck the gut in and just wait until August, September, and then it's just like I just hold on because September kicks in and it's fun.
Well, it's summer and it's hot outside and it's a good time to go take photographs. And
September will be the break in that, and it will be fun. So it's really is a interesting time right now because getting ready for the last half of the year. And whenever the
big push
for the last half of the year. Which means usually around this time is whenever I start buying things like things for Christmas too. And I think I'm well supplied on Kodak cases. But we'll talk about that later.
I think you do, yeah.
Yeah. Although there's probably a couple of them that I'm running low on, but still.
Was there anything else ultra large format we need to talk about this time?
No.
I mean, I've had a great time. I love these cameras. I mean, they're just so beautiful, and I wish I owned more of them.
The only thing, like I said, is this is sort of the kickoff of the last half of the year, and this is the fun part of the year, is the last half.
It only goes up from here.
It does, man. But, well, yeah. Because October's
coming. So speaking of which, we're going to go ahead and end on this one.
Yeah.
The next video. So just stay tuned for the next video because it will be the Holga Week kickoff video.
Yes.
So
we will tell you everything that you need to know.
Hopefully I'll have all the ducks in order, and we'll have plenty of cool things to tell you guys about Holga Week, and we're just going to start it off with a bang. Just with a bang.
Yes. And it's just the rules. I mean, you don't know how many people have come in and said that they're looking forward to Holga Week.
I've got some Holgas I'm going to be painting.
Yep.
I've got some
T-shirts.
I've got some jurors to get. I've got some sponsors to go find.
T-shirts, man. T-shirts.
Got T-shirts to print.
Yeah. And I tell you what, I love the T-shirts.
I love the T-shirts.
I watched the last one that we did, and it's so funny. I got the 19, you got the 20. So this time, or you had I had the 20 and you had the 20. I don't know.
I'm stepping up the t-shirt design this year. It's going to be even better.
And is it going to be on gray again?
No, nobody wants a gray t-shirt.
So stay tuned to find out what color t-shirts they will be.
As a matter of fact, why don't you guys put in the comment what color you would like the t-shirt to be on in the comments. We'd love to hear it.
Yeah.
We might have to throw out a few polls on that one.
That would be fun.
What color t-shirt do you want this
Not
year?
gray.
Not gray.
Click. And you can vote for more than one if you vote for that.
And we're also going to try and get the t-shirts into the UK.
Yes.
Gonna try.
Yep.
Gonna see if I can't ship over a couple of dozen.
This is a fun video. Next one's just going to be a barn burner.
We're gonna have too much fun.
Too much fun. Too much fun. But thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sharing and telling people, because, like I said, our subscribers just went
through the roof.
Yes, yes. And now we're working on 800.
All right, guys. So please do share, like, subscribe.
Yeah. Tell your friends again. Share.
Tell Mama Holga.
And then share more. They can't have enough share.
If you share this video, we would certainly appreciate it.
That's right.
Well, that's it for us, and we'll see you guys later.
Now, be careful stepping around our guest.
Our guest.
Our guest.
Our guest.
Banquet. Don't hurt him.
I gotta step on the film, step on the cameras.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. Hold on. Ow.
You're slowing us down here.
Hey.
I'm gonna push you out of the way.
5x7 does have Ilford written across the top.
How about that? But you're wearing a microphone. You don't have to yell.
I'm sorry. I'm excited. This is weird. They're killing me.